up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another live stream today. We will be watching Big Duck Club versus Cavaliers, and I'm excited. And I'll be joined today by Sten, our lovely commentator, and our broadcaster. What's his guy's name again? Crown. How are you doing, Sten?
Hey everyone, welcome to the first stream. Obviously, as Kai said, first stream gonna be Big Duck Club versus Cavaliers, which are two pretty good teams, even though they're a little bit under the radar. Both of these teams know how to play, and I think they're both at the same skill level, so I'm expecting this game to be pretty close. And second stream today is going to be Toxic versus Red Notice. Oh, Toxic versus Diamond. So that game is going to be for Acid. So make sure you stay tuned for the second stream. This first round is going to start now. 10-10. Players are going to self, and the first OD box was taken by Acid. Let's go ahead and introduce the teams here.
Alright, so for Cavaliers, we got Yakinda, Federal, Gave, and Moral and Goat.
And for the Duck Club, we got Triolets, Triple F, and Delic, and as well. His name's And.
And.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Ant pulling the flag. Very low in HP, I was about to say, but he was already taken out. Goat gets a return, but Chili right there on the flag. I'll love to see it. A bit of early aggression. Nothing much comes from it, but both teams fighting for map control already. Does seem like Cavaliers have the upper hand considering map control. They have control of both of the sides, although it won't last too long probably. Overdrive get taken by Goat.
Yeah, so it is Cavaliers on the blue side and Big Duck Club on the red side and in the red base. And in Sandbox, Shaft is very good here. So good to see that Club is using Crusader on Shaft. Cavaliers using Crusader Scorpion on the other side. A very nice overdrive from Gave stops that pull there. And the Crusader OD from Millennium Icon doesn't do too much, but maybe and can pull this flag. He's going to get focused by these two players now. And so far in Sandbox, no pulls from either teams.
Exactly. I mean, previously you said that the teams are pretty even in terms of ranking and skill level. But if you had to pick one, who would you say is more likely to win today?
Big Duck Club or Cavaliers?
Yeah.
Honestly, I might have to give it to the Duck Club here just because of that Shaft and Crusader. I feel like it makes such a big difference, especially when used appropriately. Cavaliers are also not too bad, as I said before. I think they'll be a bit better in Sandal, but for the Sandbox, I would have to go with the Duck Club.
That's a good analysis. I can't really say too much about it. I haven't really played this format too much, but I'll trust your opinion on it, and I guess I'll vote for Big Duck Club as well. Try it. Let's using his overdrive doesn't get his hands on the new one. Gave stealing it from him instead. Saw some nice pulls from Cavaliers though, despite Big Duck Club being more likely to win today. Cavaliers putting a lot of pressure on Big Duck Club. So far haven't been able to make anything of it yet though. Chili and FFF pushing up towards the left side. Fortunately they're all by themselves so they can't do too much damage.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, the margin of victory is very slim between both of these teams because I do believe that they're pretty even. To be honest, both these Vikings now do have a overdrive, so expect a attack coming up soon. But except I think both of these Eris kind of wasted their overdrives. As you said earlier, Trilets used one to try and take the OD, but didn't even end up taking it. 4 minutes in and no pulls. And in Sandbox one of those maps where you can get a lot of pulls. A big push here from Duck Club onto the left side. Dilic uses his Hunter OD as his last stance. Felt like Chili, maybe an opportunity there for his overdrive, but I think he didn't have a repair kit, so he's going to get taken out without using that OD. And now FF is going to get pushed out by all of these players from Cavaliers. OD box is fallen down. Looks like Trilets is going to go for it. Federal is low. He has a repair kit, but I think Trilets. Oh, Chili just uses and takes here, but he's not going to do too much with that first overdrive.
Precisely. Also, something that's interesting to mention in that push just now. Chile and FFF might have had more of a chance if they took more advantage of their teammates' overdrive. Nice attempt here, though, currently in the middle. Federal stopping the pull, though. I mean, so far I'm surprised by how even it is. Like you said, Sandbox is one of those maps where it's very easy to capture multiple flags in a row, but you need decent coordination and good overdrive usage. And so far the overdrive usages have been fine, but they haven't been too exceptional. And their teammates aren't really capitalizing on their overdrives too much, to be honest. They're just preventing pulls at this point.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I feel like a lot of these players are kind of using their overdrives one by one. Like you don't we're not seeing multiple overdrives really going off in coordination as you said earlier. But with FF being there protecting the flag and like gonna pull this onto the left side. Federal is gonna be a bit important if he's gonna try to protect this flag, but Chili uses his Viking overdrive first. He's gonna force that return and Big Duck Club going for the captures the first flag, and I think they have potential for this second flag, but Cavaliers actually do a good job here at focusing those players, and they're gonna keep it at one.
Yeah, what just happened was precisely what we were talking about. They used the overdrives perfectly in coordination with one another. Yakinda using his own to get the overdrive box, being successful in doing so. Also, I do feel like Big Duck Club could have captured one more flag there, but they were too focused on just dealing damage to their opponents in the respawn. I mean, if more of them were centered around the flag point, then they definitely could have gotten away with another pull. Whether they would have captured is another question, but still, it was worth an attempt.
Yeah. No, but Gabe had a nice Hunter OD. He stunned three players there. That allowed Federal to just push up, but they're making a mistake here. Cavaliers are all going to one side. They're gonna come over to another, but Trilets. This is a big overdrive. Takes out the flag. The rest of Cavaliers do end up dodging it. Chili's gonna pull that flag away, and can they get this return?
And the Lich getting a great respawn. Triathletes barely gets a return before Cavaliers can get to it. The Lich capturing the second flag for his team. Big Duck Club do really got the map under control currently. Their attacks are just a lot better now than they were in the beginning. They're more coordinated. They're just pushing together. They're fighting for map control. Just generally doing a way better job.
Yeah, but I think that was a big mistake from Cavaliers. Like they had a pretty good pull, but you just seen all of Cavaliers come right side to help that flag, even though it was already secured, and their left side just falls there, and that allowed those players to push up. Especially that Eris uses that OD right now. Chili's going for this overdrive in the center. He's going to take it instead of Trilets there, and we seen Federal waste his OD earlier. He used his OD, but he got taken out with 2 minutes left, pretty important now that the Viking OD's gone from Cavaliers and their Viking or their Eris OD's also gone. It's going to be a bit difficult for them to kind of pull these two flags in the last 2 minutes.
Precisely. I mean, a Big Duck Club definitely got at least one more capture in the tank, if you ask me. If they use the overdrive well, they can definitely get away with it. The key has to be Chili, though, but he's currently focused on defense. A lot of Cavaliers players pulling the flag. Chili doesn't use his overdrive, surprisingly. And the Lich, with a great respawn, just manages to prevent the pull here.
Yeah, yeah, but right now the focus for Duck Club is definitely defense, and I don't think there's a big rush for Chile to try to make a play on offense with this OD. I think he's just gonna make sure that even if they pull one, that they don't pull a second. Right now, Millennium Icon going ahead with the flag, but Triple F just gonna use his OD, damage those players, and is gonna get that return. And I don't know if you're noticing the effect that Shaft has on this map. Very, very annoying, especially when it's playing left side, camping in that cubby, and it's got teammates around him to keep him alive.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just locking down an entire part of the map. I mean, it can really help support your teammates whenever they're pulling or whenever the opponents are pulling. You can just like stop a pull. FFF currently trying to run away. Still has some HP left. The Lich coming in with the overdrive. There's still half time. And the Lich moving away from the flag and Goat on the right spot at the right time. Gets a return. I feel like they could have easily prevented that return, but yeah, they don't need the extra capture at this point.
Yeah, but Chili with a nice play here. He's gonna just use double OD. Actually, only takes one out, but I think they'll do enough damage. 20 seconds left. Triple F gonna head towards his flag, try to capture this, and I think he's got it. Gonna make this 3-0, and that's a tough first loss for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, this can't be too good for them mentally. Although if they're a good team, then they've definitely faced setbacks before, so they should be somewhat used to this. And as long as they haven't given up yet, anything can still happen. Every round starts by with 0-0. So
Yeah, look at the scoreboard. FF 34 for 15, crazy. Definitely effective.
you could say that again. This guy has just been like camping, locking down parts of the map, just being very efficient and probably very annoying for the opponents.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, it is a bit of a combination that requires some skill. So I don't know if Millennium Icon is going to switch over, but it does look like he's going to take Hunter. Maybe some changes here for the Cavalier lineup after that 3-0 lost and substitution as well. Lost Illusion joining into the map. I feel like Crusader Scorpion isn't too effective in Sandbox anymore. And I didn't really feel the effect in the previous round. Um, maybe they'll keep it, but I hope they do change it to Shaft because Shaft is pretty good here.
I mean, that really depends on the way you play with it. If you're constantly like pushing with it, using it as a short range turret, then it's probably more efficient to use a normal medium to long range turret, if you ask me. But yeah, if you use it correctly, then it's a very deadly weapon. In the right hands, might I add.
Yeah, and
Alright.
I also feel like the Eris OD can be a lot better here in this map because an Eris OD alone can almost pull a flag. You just send Eris OD down to a teammate, he'll pick up the flag, bring it back, and it's definitely like secured. So don't want to see those Eris ODs go to waste. And Viking ODs also got to be careful. We've seen some Viking ODs being used at very low HP and just getting taken out immediately. Right now, it looks like Chile is primed to take it, but Millennium Icon gonna push him over and Hunter OD, and I think that's Cavaliers taking that overdrive.
Yes, it is. Hunter Overdrive can't be. I mean, it could still do a lot of damage, but it's not as efficient as a Ares or Viking Overdrive. But still, if it's used correctly, can definitely help them get the first capture in this round. But he has to be quick, otherwise the opponents will have their overdrives loaded already as well.
Yeah, Hunter OD, like you'll take it. If the enemy is a hunter and he's taking the overdrive, you're fine with it. But you just really don't want the Viking or the Ares or even the Paladin sometimes to take that OD because those ODs do take a bit longer to charge up and they're a bit more prominent in the game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the best use for them is probably in the opponent's respawns, just clearing them out, and that way you can very easily secure a capture. And going in with the solo push doesn't get anywhere with the flag, but at least he's buying some time for his teammates who are all focused on the left side of the map. Seems like Triatlets and Ant have spotted the danger and are currently fighting off Moral and Goat.
Yeah,
Does
Cavaliers definitely looking to do a bit better this round. You see Goat there. He's just gonna hold down this cubby, but he doesn't have that much support. So Trilets is just gonna do a lot of damage there. Millennium in the center. He's gonna try to save that overdrive for Federal, and Federal is going to take that OD.
Ooh, a little bit of lag if I'm not mistaken. It seems like a new player has joined for Cavaliers though. A Lost Illusion. I don't think we've seen him before. And picking up that flag. Using his repair kit already, but he doesn't notice Yikinder is right behind him.
Yeah, great focus, great attention. That was definitely annoying, but it wasn't one of the greatest opportunities. I think those players would have caught up to him. He was very low. But you have the Eris OD on Trilets now for Duck Club. So you have the Eris OD and but on the other side you do have Federal with the Viking Overdrive. He's going to use it here. He's full health as well. Lost Illusion should pull it for him. But Trilets sends down his Eris OD and FF also uses an Overdrive here. They're going to take out Lost Illusion. Yakinder's going to pick that up, but very slow to move. He does take out the first, but you see the rest of Duck Club really coming in here, trying to return this flag.
Oh, that was a nice attempt. Yikinder getting surprisingly far with that Eris. On 1 HP as well. Like he got very far. Like way further than I would have expected, but still. Nice return by Cavaliers. Oh sorry, by the Duck Club.
Yeah, we are seeing like a similar pattern as to the first round, but I do think these teams are playing with a bit more caution now. Chile gonna go up and take this overdrive. Well done. And Federal is without an OD, so now, but Duck Club did use a couple of overdrives to stop that pull. They used an Ares OD and they used a Crusader overdrive as well. So it'll only be Chili with that OD, and I think their Paladin has an overdrive as well. So maybe they can make something work. But I think for now it is going to be a bit slow. They're gonna wait for their teammates to charge up their ODs as well.
Yeah, I mean, and this is one of those maps where a single overdrive can get you only so far. I mean, you can definitely get a pull out of it, but you can't get a capture out of it. Like, it will run out eventually, so you need multiple teammates with you or a lot of map control, which neither of these teams have at the moment. And trying it once again actually misses the flag. I'm not entirely sure if that was on purpose or not, but oh well. You wouldn't have gotten far anyways, considering Lost Illusion and Yikinder are camping on the side here.
Yeah, definitely not on purpose. Yakinder was there. He would have done some damage, but if And had some support there, maybe Chili on the right side, maybe pop an OD once he pulls that flag out. Maybe it could have done some work, but they'll have a lot more opportunities. It's not like they wasted an overdrive. Federal doesn't make it around the corner here. Millennium has an overdrive, but he's very low. He's not going to use it. Lost Illusion, full HP, but it's a 4v1.
Yakinder somehow just still alive, just doing a great job, just locking down that side of the map. And once again, he just keeps on pushing in by himself. I mean, one of these times it's gotta work, right? Although the chances of him pulling up would be greatly enhanced if he were to push with his teammates. Nice overdrive there. Lost Illusion even using his overdrive as a precaution, and they will be getting the first capture for Cavaliers.
Yeah, that one not too necessary. Lost illusion, but whatever. I think he just wanted to make sure that they capture that first flag. He will be using that OD. Cavaliers are up one, but Trilets do have a couple of overdrives still. A Millennium Icon gonna push take this flag back. Goat helps him out, and this looks pretty solid. Yakinder's still holding on to that left side, and Millennium can take a few hits, and he'll capture the second flag there.
Very well done by the Cavaliers. Just making great use of that momentum. Just pulling that second flag, and like you said, Lost Illusion probably wouldn't have to use his overdrive there, but yeah, that's could have to do with nerves and losing the first round 3-0. Yeah, Kinda with the overdrive, but it's not aimed properly and it will go to waste. That's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, we saw a few overdrives there that really weren't too successful. Trilets sent his overdrive to absolutely nobody, didn't heal his teammates, didn't deal damage to any opponents. Yakinder took one out before he hit the wall, and then Federal also used an overdrive, but he gets it back and should pop his OD here. He has a good opportunity, but he's gonna run into Federal, and it just looks like he doesn't care about his surroundings. He just wants to pick up that flag and run away with it. Not gonna be successful there. Chili gonna pick up this flag. He's low, but Delike is there to help him out. Yakinder just being very annoying. He's always in one of these cubbies wherever they're pulling towards. But a Duck Club do have to wake up. 3 minutes left, and they're down two flags. And we know they can capture some flags. They have some time. They just got to be really efficient.
Yeah, I mean, and really just keeps on pressing W and not like really looking around the map. If you were to go through the center even once, that would. I mean, even the previous time, if you went through the center, then I'm pretty sure that would have been a great pull, quite possibly a capture. So it's all about pathing as well. Like you need to think about where are your opponents, where can you go, where are your teammates like the closest to, like where can they support me, something
Yeah,
like
for
that.
sure. Yeah. Because you do have to pull because you're not gonna live most cases, and does use an overdrive here, but I think he also used a repair kit. He's gonna get taken out immediately, and that's another loss for um Duck Club here. Another overdrive gone to waste, and so far Cavaliers have done a good job at taking these overdrives in the center. Does look like Chili will be trying to take this one, and he will.
Yeah, especially this round, I just haven't seen a lot of impact from any of the overdrives from the Big Dog Club. I mean, they've used them quite a lot, but most of them have gone to waste. So if I were them, like I would just really like pay more attention to that.
Yeah, and I,
Yes.
I think Millennium Icon is one of those guys, one of those players on this map that had some pretty nice ODs, and I think that did lead to a pull or maybe even both of them. 1 minute 30 now, and we're in the same situation as Cavaliers were in last round. Chili gonna use his overdrive here. Delic is gonna pick this up, but he's very low and is gonna swap him out, but he's still gonna be taking damage. They might be able to capture this first flag. Lost Illusion is going to try to contest it and is low, but he does make it.
Federal with the overdrive, this is a great opportunity for a pull. If he can take out Chili here, then yeah, this is a guaranteed capture. There's no one to oppose him at this point. Yeah, I would say there's absolutely no chance for the Duck Club to come back at this point in time. Like there's simply not enough time unless Triathletes with the overdrive though gets cancelled out by Yakindas. This has happened quite a lot this match so far. Triathletes trying
Yeah,
to get
but
away. Yeah,
he
it's
does pick it up. Lost Illusion is going to chase him down, and as you said, I don't think Cavaliers is going to let Duck Club get two more flags here within 30 seconds.
but right now I'm just like really curious where did the name Big Duck Club come from? Like I'm just really wondering like how did you come up with that name?
Have you not seen their logo? This is Big Duck Club.
I mean that is a big duck to be fair.
It is. Anyways, pretty competitive, even though the ODs and some of the plays aren't up to par with some of our expectations. Both of these teams are playing pretty evenly as Duck Club won the first round, and in the second round, Cavaliers are winning it 3-1. And Sandbox is one of those maps where it could swing either way depending on momentum, depending on some of your overdrives. And that time, Cavaliers just did a better job. Sando, I feel like, is a more stable map, a little bit harder to pull flags without really coordinating, working together. So I expect very low flag counts. I wouldn't even be surprised if we see a draw in the first round in Sandal, but I'm hoping it won't be that much of a slow game. Cavaliers do have some experience in Sandal, and even though Duck Club they have played pretty well, not that big of a showing in that second round, and I haven't seen too much of them in Sandal, so I am going to lean towards Cavaliers side in Sandal, but so far right now tied up 1-1.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of interesting about Sandal. Like it is not an easy map to play. Like you it's a lot spawn dependent. First of all, second of all, you need to really like balance your team across the map. At the point where there's like a gap and there's two from the opponents and they manage to pull the flag, you can't stop them anymore. So it also really depends on the coordinating ability of your team. If your coordinating ability is not good, then your opponents can just get capture after capture.
Yeah, a few things to look out for in Sandal is one of them is Paladin. Paladin, a lot of the times just trying to sneak through, pull the flag, get away, and then run towards help from their teammates. And Aris OD is also pretty big in Sandal. Helps a lot with taking the overdrives, preventing a capture, or assisting in a capture. So Aris is a big role here. And Viking is always a big role, but I think Viking is a bit of a lesser role here, even though it can still be pretty effective. And I'd still give the Viking the overdrive box and maybe the Eris as a second or sometimes a first option, depending on your chart, just because Eris OD is just so helpful in Sandal.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the high ground with Eris, like you can literally send your overdrive across the entire map. As for Viking, like I said, it's still very efficient, but there's a lot of obstacles to hide behind. So if you just hide yourself for a bit while the Viking is using his overdrive, then it's not as effective as the Eris one.
Yeah, exactly. And the Viking has to be a bit better with his ODs as well, just because, as you said, players can hide, and sometimes players can even sneak up on you and take you out before you complete your overdrive. And just gotta make sure once you pop that overdrive, you know your surroundings, you know where the players are, and hopefully they're mostly in front of you, so you don't have to keep turning around trying to snipe each individual.
Yeah, precisely. Speaking of, what do you say? Like this is one of those maps where you just have to use a shaft, right?
Uh,
Or has the
I
method
think in
changed?
in the earlier days, Shaft was very good here. I feel like on one of these sides, Shaft is still a good option, but I think you don't necessarily have to play Shaft. I think that's more of a team choice. But I think Shaft is good. You can use it, but it's not as broken as Shaft is in Sandbox or Shaft in the previous stages where maybe in the first season or the first tournament of the rankings we always seen like an Aris Shaft, but now I feel like it's really up to the team. They want to be a bit more dynamic, have more players on the ground pushing forward, or they want to make sure their def and their support is being held up by an Eris. I think it's the red base that kind of has a better base for Shaft.
Is there a specific reason for that? I mean, is it more open? Is the map more open from the red side's platform, or
Um, You might have to ask Jack because he was explaining it to me, but I think the reason is the Eris shaft on the red base is mostly going to be looking towards the right side and stopping those players from pushing up. And if you can see, like it's pretty open. Like players would have to push out in the open to really push up onto that right side of the red base, whereas on the left side, I guess there's a bit more cover.
yeah, that's definitely a good point. Also, one thing we see a lot is some teams have just swapped out shaft completely for a scorpion, considering you can
Right.
still kill your opponent with like a full volley of rockets. But it really just depends on how you use it. Like you see a lot of places like turning the turrets away in a specific direction so that the rockets come from another direction, just like avoiding the obstacles. So it's a
Yeah.
very skill-based turret.
But very annoying. I think Scorpion and Sandal is also pretty important, especially if they're using Shaft, because the only player that could take out that Shaft is probably that Scorpion. But I think even without a Shaft, Scorpion is definitely a good choice, and Sandal just hide, send your rockets around, make sure you focus the right players. Scorpion focusing the Paladin or focusing the Viking is very annoying.
I can tell you speaking from experience.
Yeah.
All right. By the way, just to keep you guys in the loop, a tech pause has been called, and we will resume when the time hits 36, depending on your time zone, of course. Let's just say
3 minutes.
17:36 UTC in 3 minutes exactly.
Yeah.
That's probably easier.
I do see
Oh,
the regular guys in the chat. See GGWP, he's always here. I see support nanobots dropping in as well.
appreciate you guys always watching and being in the chat. Thank you very much.
Looks like they're having a heated discussion on what to use in MM, what combinations to use.
I mean, I guess you better give them some advice then. I haven't played the matchmaking in ages, so I honestly don't know.
I think it's like a very good update with the trophy. Have you seen that those trophy achievements? I think that's what they're called, where it's like you get 5 million experience on striker and you get like a little icon.
Oh,
Or
really?
I think the second one is 5 million with dictator, because I feel like the game was missing a little bit of something, because once you're done your daily missions, your weekly missions, the super missions, whatever, there's not really much to work towards, especially when you're a legend. The legend rank just really keeps counting. So I think it's good that they introduced something that you could kind of work towards, that you could kind of grind out, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, good thing you mentioned this. Like, this is the first time I heard of this, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I really like the idea indeed. Like, it gives you something to motivate you to still continue playing.
Right. Yeah, I think it's good because sometimes you just need a reason to grind, and I think the icon would also look pretty good. It's just because you're a veteran. I think the striker one, I don't have a problem with. But so there's two ones that they released, two kind of trophy achievements that they released so far, and it's striker, 5 million experience, and there's dictator. But I really don't want to use dictator, so it's like I'll probably only do the striker one.
All right. I mean, Dictator, it's just not that great. Like previously, it was really
Mm.
good for like buffing up your teammates, like healing them, giving them a new batch of supplies. But still, like it's very hard to gather a lot of your teammates in one position. But if you do, you leave the rest of the map vulnerable. So
Yeah, and I feel like it's a bit of a boring haul as well, especially in MM. There's nothing really exciting about it. Like Air SOD, like you could get a lot of people if you line them up. You can make some pretty big plays with Air SODs. Crusader OD is pretty fun. Paladin OD, you just go ahead, try to capture flag. Dictator Overdrive, what are you gonna do with that? It's just a second repair kit.
I mean, that's one way to look at it, but you're not wrong. I mean, you're pretty much just like a support player through and through. And yeah, in
Yeah,
most matchmaking games, there's not like a lot of teamwork to speak of, so it's better in most cases to pick for just either a offensive or defensive hull.
right. GGWP did mention something good though. He did talk about the critical effect that you get. So I guess if you pair it with something that does a pretty like has a high DPS, like a lot of damage, then I guess the crit would be good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, back in the day, they used to use Vulcan a lot uh, to pair it with the critical. That was pretty efficient for a while. I honestly don't know why teams don't do that anymore, but I guess the meta has just changed.
Yeah, I mean if you think about it, which hull in this map would you replace with Dictator?
Mm, none, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard, it's difficult. Like you probably have to drop the hunter if you're going to play Dictator.
Yeah, but Hunter is way more impactful.
Yeah, that's probably why they don't really use it anymore. And I think that Dictator Vulcan combination, it was good, it requires a lot of teamwork to be effective, and you're really gambling on that one play where both you guys have overdrive. So if the team knows that and they just focus you, your whole kind of playbook is just gone. It's going to get countered.
Yeah, that's true. It's not very versatile. You need
Hmm.
very specific conditions for it to be effective, and even then, like it's only a little bit better than just playing with a better hull, let's say. So it's probably not worth it for a lot of teams.
Yeah, I think it could be a possibility in Sandbox just because it's a bit easier to push up together, and that Vulcan on Paladin or whatever it is can do a lot of damage into their base, almost like a Viking overdrive. But anywhere else, I feel like it'd be a bit difficult. Anyways, we are back. We just made a new map because I think some players had some issues. Yakindar able to pick up that first overdrive for Cavaliers. The combinations here: Ares Thunder, Hunter Striker, Paladin Firebird, and Viking Hammer. That's Cavaliers. And Paladin Firebird, pretty important. You'll see that on both sides. I think you'll see a complete mirror actually on both sides. I think both of these teams are using the exact same combinations.
Uh, Let me take a quick peek. It does appear that way, yeah. Seems to be a very clear meta in terms of combinations.
Yeah. Well, there is a different combination set that you could see in Sandal, but I think for the most part, this is like the base combination that most of the teams do use.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it hasn't been that long, like, if you ask me, since Firebolt has become really efficient. Like, it has received a buff. I think Freeze as well, but Freeze is just, like, not as good still. So, especially in a map like this where there's a lot of coverage, Firebolt's very effective. Lost Delusion showing that off right now by picking up that overdrive box, besting all of his opponents.
Yeah, for sure. A Paladin Firebird, if not focused, could really go off in Sandal here. So onto the left side, you want to see Millennium pushing up with Lost Illusion and Federal, and does disrupt that attack a little bit, but takes out one. Federal is gonna be without repair kit. He's gonna join Millennium, but you just see that Paladin Firebird spawn right back in, and he's just gonna create so much like very annoying for these players pushing up here.
Lost Solution picking up that flag with his overdrive, but the Lich dealing a lot of damage with his Hunter overdrive. Yakinda sending his Ares overdrive that way. In my opinion, he probably shouldn't have. Like there was only Lost Illusion there. None of his teammates were present, so that was a bit of a waste, if you ask me.
Yeah, big gamble at the start of the game. I feel like it definitely wasn't worth it there, but once you do see that Paladin overdrive, sometimes you do have to trust that maybe he'll stay alive, and they just took that risk there. Didn't end up paying off. Paladin OD and Eris OD for the Cavalier guys going to be wasted here.
FFF still doing a good job, just camping. Gets cleared out by Goat and Yakinda. Yeah, Goat with a nice overdrive, taking out Chili. Overdrive box still on the ground, and gets his hands on him, just barely, doing his team a huge favor.
Yeah, definitely a good take by him, especially after they used, I think, the Hunter Overdrive and the Crusader Overdrive. So all the ODs on Cavaliers is gone now. They've used them all up, but looks like only and actually Trilets has an Ares OD charged up, ready to go, and I think Chili's OD will charge up fairly soon as well.
Federal attempting to run away with the flag, gets caught in the middle by Ant. Lost Solution and Moral. This seems like a possibility here, but he gets blocked by Chili. Just goes over him, just completely ignores him. Oh, Federal's right behind him. This is a really good chance, and this will be the very first capture for Cavaliers. I don't know what to say. I didn't expect him to capture.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I said before this game. You got to be careful of these paladins because they're just going to pick up the flag and run away. And once they're gone and the map is clear, there's almost nothing you can really do about it there. Lost Illusion does a good job at continuing to just go. I think he did a good job at winning that 1v1 against Chile. And now Cavaliers are up 1-0.
Cavaliers still in the lead. I mean, so far we haven't really seen any like decent push from the Duck Club. All I can see is just FFF just heading towards his house, trying to stay there for as long as he possibly can. But I can't really see any other like pushes from them.
It looks like Trilets uses air, so I must have missed it, but it's a bit unfortunate because you see the rest of his team charged up with ODs now. Lost Illusion picks up this flag, but he's one shot.
So for surprisingly long, and with the overdrive, just dealing a lot of damage, and very close to the capture. He barely gets it, going behind him, but he was still full HP anyway, tying up the score. Still anyone's game at this point. More, more
Yeah,
than
a
more than
very
that.
nice
5 minutes
play though.
left.
Uh, I feel like the Paladins are the story of this game right now, and does a really nice play there. He went for a big ego chow, pushing up Chili with his overdrive, and he really gambled on Chili not spotting him, and that Firebird just melted his damage. Lost Illusion popping his overdrive. He's gonna go back down through the center. Yakinder sends
Yakinda
his
with the
OD
overdrive.
down. It's gonna reach him. He's gonna heal back up, and Chili has an OD, but I think it's too far gone. Lost Illusion going to capture the second flag.
If it wasn't for Yakinda's overdrive, that would not have been a capture, if you ask me. So definitely good job by him. Moral probably didn't notice that his opponent was low in HP. Overdrive gets taken by Lost Illusion once again. And still pushing in, just trying to get away with the flag. Surprisingly takes out his opponent. FFF doesn't get very far, surrounded on all sides. The Lich and Chile are still fighting for map control. So far, haven't been able to get too much of it. You can see Lost Illusion's exasperation by the situation in the chat, despite them being in the lead.
Yeah, he's really looking for that assistance there. But Yakinder, as you said, a better OD there uh, really helped Lost Illusion capture that second flag. 4 minutes left. We still see ODs on Big Duck Club. We see Chili. He hasn't used that overdrive yet, but doesn't look like the rest of their team has one. Lost Illusion with the big Paladin OD. He's been pretty effective with it as well. So potentially another capture for him in the books. But for now, it's gonna be Big Duck Club that are under pressure, and they really want to try capture another flag in these last 3 minutes.
Certainly trying. So far, Lost Illusion still has his overdrive, so they have a decent chance here. Federal moving in first. Chile still has an unused overdrive as well. He has been holding on to that one for a while. So waiting for the right opportunity. If you save it for too long, then it's not that's not a great idea either, since you could have had it again by the time you use it. And picking up that overdrive box, heading towards the flag, low on HP, no repair kit. Good decision to not use his overdrive there. There was no support from his teammates. Triathletes in a prime position. He can really support his team if they were to pull through the center.
Yeah, but they just been unsuccessful at pushing up onto the flag. FF has made it through, but Trilets kind of uses OD in a rush there, not fully aimed, just going to hit the wall, and also use this overdrive. That's a big loss for Duck Club. They use a couple of ODs on the dime there. Chili, I feel like he might use his OD here, but he's going to hang on to it. He's very low now. He's going to pick up the flag, get taken out. A lot of pressure now for Big Duck Club. They used a lot of overdrives, and there's only 2 minutes remaining here. Cavaliers have the advantage, 2-1.
Yeah, if things keep going like this, I don't see a change happening in the score anytime soon. Cavaliers definitely have been awakened. Sorry, I mean Dark Club. I mean they're fighting way fiercer currently. They're really trying to get a hold of the opponent's flag, which we didn't see in the first half of the game or this round. I mean, Federal heading towards that overdrive box just gets taken out barely before it. Chili with the use and take.
Yeah, not too effective. I feel like maybe you could have saved it for a teammate there. But he's just gonna use it, take it, and with 1 minute left, I don't think that Duck Club has this first round in Sandal. You do have Chile with that overdrive, but the best it can do right now is hold defense. Look at all of Cavaliers pushing up, and they have a lot of overdrives. Goat has one, but he probably won't use this on this life. But Federal and Millennium Icon might be a threat here. Federal gonna back up though. He's running out of supplies, and he's just gonna head towards the middle. It looks like he is going to hold on to that OD and just hold it in defense. Make sure that there's no last second captures from Duck Club. Maybe put a stop in Chile with that overdrive, making sure that they remain 2-1 at the end of this round.
Which I'm sure they will be able to, considering the amount of unused overdrives in that team.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
do
at
have
this
a lot.
point, at this point, I'd say just use them all. Like, who cares? Like, there's not enough time, anyways. Which we do see a lot happening. Federal still hasn't used his. Looking for the prime opportunity.
Well, he's gonna use it here. Just take out these two players. But Cavaliers with a great first round. They're gonna take it 2-1, and now they're gonna be up 2-1 as well in the overall score.
Pretty much. Also, you can definitely see that Scorpion working wonders. FFF once again topping the scoreboard with a nice KD as well.
Yeah, Scorpion, pretty good option here. Very annoying. He did a good job. Goat was the Scorpion on the other side. Even though a little bit of a lower KD, I think he had some pretty good ODs. Mostly used to stop their Viking or a player from the other team from taking those OD boxes. But I think Trilets was also doing a good job, even though they were pretty unsuccessful. I think Trilets just pushing up and taking control. We did see him pushed up, kind of waiting for his teammates to be successful at pushing the other side, but they were just unsuccessful, and he wasn't in a good position to really support his teammates.
Pretty much. Also, one interesting thing to note, uh, in terms of the prediction, it's 100% for Big Duck Club. So I'm guessing if Cavaliers win, nobody gets any points whatsoever. It's an interesting vote.
That's interesting. I think a lot of players or a lot of people watching haven't really heard of Cavaliers. They were one of those teams that registered late, but they got into the tournament because one of the other teams didn't show up for their first match. So they are pretty fortunate to play here and haven't done too bad of a job. Let me see what these players' scores are right now in the rankings. I'm just curious. I'm assuming it's 2-2.
I
Oh,
mean,
it's one
I'm
to two.
guessing
Yeah.
they can't be more than one space apart.
Yeah. So Big Duck Club going 1-2. They had their victory against Karma, lost to Blinders, and lost to New Start. And on the other side, Cavaliers, they won against Hot Ice, and they lost to Cold and Rock and Roll.
So two very even Steven teams. Currently, Cavaliers in the lead, 2-1. Possibly a last round here if Cavaliers win or tie. Chile, the Lich and Ant. Great attack by three players. Federal spawning in, Moral still dealing continuous damage. Don't see a pull happening anytime soon, although Yakinda spawning right behind them, that's very unfortunate.
I think better energy from Duck Club. They are looking to force this penalty here. If they win this game, they can go into a tiebreaker, but if they tie it, Duck Club will take the win because the overall score will just remain 2-1. They have to be careful. They need to make sure they try to capture a flag here. I think it's definitely possible for Duck Club to win this round. It was very close. It was 2-1 in that last round. But as I said earlier, I think Cavaliers do have a pretty good Sandal game. They have some experience here. Again, Duck Club sending their players onto the left side, but Lost Illusion spawns in right there, and he's just going to wipe out all of those guys along with Millennium Icon. First OD box falling down. I'm not too sure who took the first box before the self. I think it might have been Millennium, but he's gonna use his OD, beats Delict to it, and Federal gonna take that overdrive from Cavaliers.
Federal moving in. Probably shouldn't use his overdrive here. Him being all by himself in the opponent's base. Kinder and Goat still alive, just locking down that side of the map. They do lack a bit of control on the other side with Chili and Delicia pulling up. Chili running away, already using his repair kit, gets blocked a little bit by the Lich. The Lich can't get very far either under the combined assault of Morel and Lost Illusion.
Oh
Welcome,
wow,
Jack.
that OD from Trilets very late, but might have made it and is locked on. But the rockets aren't accurate. He's gonna have to go on to the other ramp, and that's a capture for Big Duck Club. Very very messy. I didn't expect that capture, but that dead tank bought enough time for Ant to come in, and that OD from what is his name? Trilets to really help there. It was a very risky overdrive as well, very late, but surprisingly, Big Duck Club takes the first flag here.
Yeah, the risk paid off. Currently in the lead. Pretty sure Cavaliers really don't like where this is going. They were in the lead so far, so they'll probably fight to get it back right now. Goat with the overdrive Lost Solution can pick up the flag. Still has his overdrive ready, using that, and he misses the overdrive box. He was doubting himself whether to go back for it, and that
Yeah,
really didn't help him out.
yeah. Oh, Delic just makes it there to stop Federal, and now Chili with the Viking OD that's run out. He's used a repair kit, but Delic is gonna take the shot. He has some trouble getting up that ramp, but FF is already up there. Uses a repair kit. Duck Club taking a second flag here, 2-0 lead for them, and very messy as well. I feel like these flags are very tight, how they're being captured and how they're being pulled, but uh, Cavaliers down right now.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you can't really call it clean, so
Yeah, it's
it's
not
not
really.
like they did a perfect attack or anything. They just counted like really well uh, to the openings left by Team Cavaliers.
Yeah, I think Chile did a pretty good job there, taking advantage of that empty lane and just that confusion with that OD box really just messed up Lost Illusion. Unfortunate for him, but now they're down 2 flags to none, and they've used their overdrives. Federal is without an OD, and the only I think Millennium Icon has that overdrive left. Lost Illusion used his trying to pull that. 5 minutes remaining. Cavaliers. They want to lock down this OD box in the center now if they want to have a chance at tying this game here. Lost Illusion going to pull the flag while Federal tries to focus on taking this OD box.
Goat taking the flag, trying to get away very swiftly, succeeding in that part. Surprisingly, there's no one to counter him, which will result in the very first capture for Cavaliers in this round. I
Yeah,
mean,
they did a good job. They wiped out the entire team of Duck Club. There was no one there. Everyone was on respawn, and no one could counter. And now, they're just that much closer to tying this game. Duck Club aiming for two flags, with holding, or sorry, Cavaliers aiming for two flags and holding Duck Club at the flags that they are at now. So let's see if they can pull this off.
we'll see. One thing to note, like I really can't tell if they purposely like cleared out the enemy base to then pull the flag or whether it was a coincidence. Like to me, it could have been either, but the way they have been attacking so far, I'm beginning to think it was more of an accident turned opportunity.
You got to give it to them. They did clear all the enemies. Of course, at base level, everyone's trying to win their 1v1s. There's going to be an overdrive coming to help Federal here. Federal's going to heal up back to full HP. He has an overdrive as well. Trilet's not going to be able to get that OD off. And Federal gonna take out And, but he doesn't. And can he make that
Oh, just
return?
barely lost
Lost
illusion with the
illusion,
save. That was really dangerous.
but
Oh,
it's
but
not over.
the
It's not
Scorpion
over.
rockets coming in. Yakinder on his last
Okay.
legs just barely captures the flag.
Very close. So slim. I thought those rockets was also going to take out Yakinda there, or at least some support. But look at that. Duck Club able to capture two flags there to tie this up.
Yeah, that really surprised me. I really wouldn't have expected it. I thought the moment that Triathlons used his overdrive that it was done, like it was over. Like there's no way they're gonna pull it. But surprisingly, that took him out right before activating it.
Yeah, if he got off that OD, completely different story. But now it's especially troubling because you don't have that Eris OD to help Cavaliers try to pull a flag. You do have which is going to be a big player. They have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to capture a flag. You're gonna see Duck Club, I think, play a bit more defensively, have more precautions on their flag, make sure that the Duck Club doesn't pull anymore, because it is going to be Duck Club that's forced to really come out and push. And players like Millennium Icon can really take advantage of that and shoot at a range at a distance. Lost Illusion, though, maybe an opportunity. He stops there for some reason, and Delic with definitely a critical shot there going to take him out.
Chili with the overdrive, and that's the support of his overdrive as well. Flag has returned right before his eyes, heading towards the middle, still surviving, but Goat with the save with the overdrive.
Yeah, that was very scary. Chili and but uh Chili, I think he took himself out there. Like I was wondering how he got taken out so quickly. I think the last bit of his OD, he just took himself out shooting against the wall, and that's very, very unfortunate. And it looks like Cavaliers are going to secure this overdrive as well. Yakinder picking up that OD. I didn't like his first overdrive. I haven't really seen the best Airs ODs from him. I think Trilets has had some better overdrives, but he's got to be big with this Eris OD to try to make sure they don't capture a flag here. He's gonna use it down the center, gonna take out Trilets. Does a pretty good job there. Make sure that flag doesn't go anywhere. Now they have 1 minute. Cavaliers need to defend for this minute, and Duck Club need to capture a flag.
Yeah, that was a very nice attempt. That was very scary for a second. I'm pretty sure that Cavaliers failed their hard sink at the moment. Luckily, Yakinda was there with the save. Goat running with the flag, still running. Surprisingly, Chili misses his shot. FFF with the overdrive misses as well. Goat still alive. And even if he doesn't capture, they're wasting so much time here. Federal running away, using his repair kit even. Yakinda, the slowest hole on the map, taking the flag. At this point, he realizes too, he doesn't have to capture, he just has to waste some time. Federal taking out Ant. I'm pretty sure this is securing the round for them.
I just feel like, oh, try let's. I just feel like everything just went wrong there for um the Duck Club, and had a really good opportunity. He could have easily taken out Federal if he just tried to focus him, but he just tries to run away. Well, maybe not easily, but I feel like he had an opportunity. And then Trilets uses his Eris OD right onto the wall there, just blows himself up, and that's gonna be it. Cavaliers tie this up, and Duck Club aren't able to force a penalty round.
Yeah, I mean, The result might have been the win of Cavaliers, but it was very, very close. Like it could have been anyone's game up until the last minute.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it could have gone at least to the penalty round, and right up until then, it's whoever plays better in that third round. But very close game. Cavaliers ended up doing a better job. They won the second round, won the third round, and then tied the last round. But let's not take up too much of your time. This stream is over, and we have Toxic and versus Diamonds starting up, and Diamonds so far unbeatable. So and Toxic have been looking good this ranking. So let's see if Toxic are able to finally take down these giants, or if Diamonds is going to continue to just be undefeated.
Exactly. So let's shut off this stream quickly so you guys can check out the other game, which is for the Acid Paint. So thank you very much to Stano for commentating with me. Thank you so much to Drown for broadcasting this game, and thank you guys for watching. And we hope to see you in the next one.